People, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you stopping by. Today we're going to talk about the topic of the WWE superstars who have been released. And I know before you say I am like 4 days late, it's because I've been busy, you know, streaming, making videos and all that. Just didn't really get time to it. Now I have time, and I feel like I need to talk to it because I'm a WWE fan. I need to get my opinion out there. And yes, I'm not playing a WWE game. I don't currently have one on my PlayStation. So, and Fortnite's the only video or game I play where I do like these sit-down talk videos. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. So I'd say about 20 superstars people got released about 4 or 5 days ago, and some I can understand, but still, like, if you ask me, do any of these people deserve it? The answer is hell no. Nobody deserves to get fired, and I know this is probably for WWE. They did this so they could save, like, money, knowing them. Multi-billion-dollar company doing this to save money. Yeah, people are saying that Vince McMahon or WWE paid Bill Goldberg like $4 million to wrestle 2 matches. He was paid $4 million both times to wrestle at Saudi Arabia to beat The Fiend, and at WrestleMania to lose to Braun Strowman. And you're releasing these wrestlers who had so much potential, and you just threw them down the sink. Pretty much. Anyway, I'm gonna go through the list now. I've got a list with me of who released, just in case you need to get reminded, or some of you didn't know. So, as some of these are expected, so I'll say all of them first, and then I'll go through them one by one on why I thought it's unfair for them to get released. So, the list goes of Kurt Angle, Rusev, Drake Maverick, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Heath Slater, Eric Young, Rowan, Sarah Logan, No Way Jose, Mike Chioda, Mike Kanellis, Maria Kanellis, EC3, Aiden English, Leah Rush, Primo, and Epico Cologne. That is a lot of people to be released in just one day, or one evening, I think it was. Let's start off with Kurt Angle. I'll be honest, I already thought he was released, or just gone from the company, because like, he had a retirement match, he's a Hall of Famer, he basically doesn't really appear anymore. So yeah, I already thought he was gone. Rusev, I can understand. He wanted out of his contract because he didn't like what he was doing, and I understand, like, he was being used horribly. Like that storyline with Lana and Bobby Lashley, basically he got screwed or punished for taking hiatus pretty much. Even though apparently I heard he said he enjoyed it, obviously not, if he asked to be released. And obviously his release didn't get granted, but WWE probably like, you know what, he asked for his release, we're doing a flurry of releases, let's just release him. So, yeah, Rusev got released. I think he had so much potential. Like, like when he came on the main roster for the first time, he was undefeated for like what, a year, and then lost to John Cena, and then went downhill from there. That's pretty much happens to everyone. They're on a roll. They lose to John Cena or Roman Reigns, and then go down to the bottom, down, and they get released. That's pretty much what happened to Rusev. He had a few title reigns then and there. He had like 3 US title reigns. So yeah, not that bad. He still won some titles at least. Drake Maverick. If some of you aren't WWE fans or like TNA fans, you know he is formerly known as Rockstar Spud. Obviously, I don't really watch TNA, but I still, you know, do some research to who he was before Drake Maverick. It's weird because he was the 205 Live general manager for one, and he was involved in some of the funniest storylines for the 24/7 title. He made 24/7 title entertaining, along with R-Truth. Like, their back and forth in July for that title was so entertaining. Like, people really enjoyed that. That's what made Drake Maverick get really popular. He actually released a video. Some of these people have released videos of their reaction. Drake Maverick literally cried on camera. He was that emotional. And honestly, when I watched that, I was really sad for him, because like, he didn't deserve it at all. Like, he was meant to compete in a interim cruiserweight championship tournament, which I still think he's going to compete in, but that's the last time we'll ever see him in a WWE ring. Yeah, okay, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. I'll start with Zack Ryder first. Like, he doesn't deserve it at all. Like, Zack Ryder, he was in WWE for 15 years, and he's done so much. He's done edge heads, he's like done his little thing in 2011 where he had his own show. He got massively over with the WWE Universe, and he had a sort of mini push. It's just that WWE ruined it. Pretty much, they literally just ruined him. Like, they had no plans to push him. Like, he wasn't even on TV, so he made his own show, got really over with fans, and then he was like fans were chanting "We want Ryder" in the middle of matches that he wasn't even involved in. That's how much he got like over, or like the fans loved him. And he eventually did win the United States Championship. Didn't even hold it for a month, and then pretty much got tortured by Kane every week, and then just went straight back into of becoming a jobber. Until he won the Intercontinental Championship in a great moment at WrestleMania 32. Next night, lost it to Miz, went straight back down the card and became a jobber again. This man has been screwed not once, but twice. Again, former US champion, former Intercontinental champion, 2-time tag team champion with Kurt Hawkins both times. He doesn't deserve it. Kurt Hawkins obviously had one of the most memorable losing streaks of all time. Like 200 and something straight losses. That's like something record right there. Had a big moment at WrestleMania 35 last year, where he got his big win for his team, became Raw Tag Team Champions. As soon as Kurt and Zack lost the titles, they pretty much went off TV, weren't seen, only came on to job out probably for the Viking Raiders. Yeah, I don't think they. And this one shocked me a lot. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, the OC. You know, if you watch WWE, you know AJ Styles, those two bald guys he used to run around with. They were 2-time tag team champions. Obviously, the title reigns were a bit like forgettable, because the first one they won them at the Royal Rumble, only defended them once and lost them to the Hardys at WrestleMania 33. The second time, people thought, oh, okay, they're actually getting the push, because this is when the OC was first properly like formed. Okay, this is their big push, and then they were used to lose the titles to Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, who weren't even a tag team. They signed their new contract. They were getting 500 grand a week, or like a month, whatever it is. And then this happens. They're involved in the AJ Undertaker storyline. Honestly, I think AJ is either having a break from WWE because he hasn't been seen since the Boneyard match, and then just Gallows and Anderson get released like that. It's just weird, you know. Like, I think Gallows and Anderson had so much potential. It's just that creative just completely screwed him, and they became pretty much just laughing stocks. Heath Slater, this man's got kids. That was his gimmick. He's got kids. And now, how's he gonna feed his kids? Like, all these people who've lost their jobs, they can't get another job because they have to stay home. They can't just go get another job. So that means they can't get paid until lockdown ends, and we don't know how long it's gonna take in America. Because I'm from UK, so I have no idea. Still, that means we're never gonna get a reunion of 3MB. Oh, that sucks. I actually wanted a reunion of 3MB. Because everyone's wanted it ever since Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal came back to the WWE. Because now Jinder and Drew, well, Jinder's a former WWE champion, Drew is now the WWE champion, so who knows, maybe Heath Slater will come back all shredded and become WWE champion like the other two did. Probably not, but you know, I'd like to see that, that'd be cool. Eric Young, this one was expected, because like he went from, in NXT, being the leader of this crazy group called Sanity, who dominated NXT, pretty much, to then Sanity coming on the main roster, being used in one angle with the Usos where they beat him up, then next week they lose to the Usos and Jeff Hardy, and then they're just banished off TV, and then they're split up. And Eric Young just used on Raw, as a jobber. The man who pretty much was described by people as the TNA version of Daniel Bryan, who fought for everything. Apparently TNA had a storyline where he fought for everything, and like, you know, Daniel Bryan's storyline from SummerSlam 2013 to like WrestleMania 2014, where he scratched and clawed and became the champion. That's apparently what he did. Eric Young did in TNA. So like, that's pretty much the same with everyone in TNA wrestling, apart from AJ Styles. Like, I think, yeah, pretty much AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe. Haven't really been like properly used. Like, Eric Young had potential. Everyone here had potential, but then WWE just screwed them. So yeah, Rowan. Erick Rowan. They've been building this guy for months. Like, this man literally beat Roman Reigns clean. You know, he did have help from Harper, but still. Beat him 1, 2, 3. If you beat Roman Reigns, that's pretty much saying you're gonna have a bright future in the next coming months. Gets drafted to Raw. He's suddenly carrying this mysterious cage for a number of months. Reveals it to be a giant robotic fake spider. And then Spider gets killed by Drew McIntyre. Well, no, he doesn't actually get killed, you know. He gets destroyed by Drew McIntyre, and then bye-bye Rowan. Rowan's released. Doesn't make any sense. Sarah Logan. Now we understand what that angle on Raw was with Shayna Baszler breaking her arm. That's probably just to write her off because she knew she was getting released. No Way Jose. Honestly, I don't get why it failed. The gimmick failed with Adam Rose. You know, the gimmick where he's a party animal. He has a conga line with him. He's just dancing to the ring. That failed with Adam Rose, and Adam Rose got released. Why did you try it with this guy? I mean, it kind of got over in NXT, but as soon as he got to the main roster, he just went, and now he's released. He also, like Heath Slater and No Way Jose both released videos. They weren't emotional. I mean, I don't know about Heath Slater. I didn't watch his video. I think he just pretty much said like motivational stuff. No Way Jose, he basically, like, you know, said how grateful he was. He even said he hopes that everyone's sleeping safe. Like, that was gratitude to how much he cares about his fans. I'm not saying anyone else didn't care about their fans. Like, Rusev cared about his fans because it was so much over with Rusev Day. Yeah, No Way Jose, understandable. Pretty much was a jobber, and yeah, I wish him well. Mike Chioda. If you didn't know Mike Chioda, he is pretty much the longest tenured referee. Well, he was the longest tenured referee in WWE history. He was that referee who mimicked The Rock's People's Elbow. He was the famous referee he was a referee who was a part of that famous Seth Rollins cash-in at WrestleMania. He was just a legendary referee. And he's been released as well. Mike Kanellis. I was going to say, Mike Kanellis, I think he literally creative just messed him up as well. Like, he came in with Maria in 2017 at Money in the Bank, I think. And you're like, okay, this is going to be a new gimmick for Maria. Maybe it could work out. Lost to Sami Zayn, and then wasn't seen since. Well, not wasn't seen since, it just wasn't seen at all pretty much. Then went to 205 Live. I don't really watch 205 Live, so I don't know what happened to him. And then he came to Raw to challenge Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, along with Maria Kanellis, which began the first cucking storyline of WWE, where Maria Kanellis literally bashed him every single week, saying that she was pregnant and he wasn't the father when he actually was, but, you know, storyline wise, wink wink hee hee. And then he was a part of the storyline, like, brought Rusev back. And then, like, his wife, Maria Kanellis, has been released as well, but she was, like, they both just had a baby. They literally just had their baby recently. And it just sucks, you know? Like, what are they gonna do? I really hope all of these superstars, like, become successful after this. Because they're gonna need it after what's going on. If lockdown doesn't end soon, they're gonna be in deep trouble. So yeah, Mike, Maria Kanellis, hope they're doing well. EC3. I don't really know about what to say about EC3 because on NXT he was pretty much this egotistical character who thinks he deserves everything. At the start of his career in NXT, then he sort of became like a face. Sometimes I don't even know who he's a face or a heel. He came on Raw. His main roster run is literally the most forgettable thing probably in all of WWE. Because he just had too much with Dean Ambrose and then just jobber matches. And there was part of 24/7 title thingy and then got released. Like, he pretty much had everything Vince McMahon likes in a wrestler. Like, Vince McMahon likes in a wrestler is good looks, great shape, and good promo skills. That's what EC3 had after seeing what he did in TNA. It's just absolutely crazy how WWE can just screw their own wrestlers. Like, they signed him, had big plans for him, and they just rushed him to the main roster, and now he got ruined and got released. Aiden English, former vaudevillain, so he's former NXT Tag Team Champion along with Simon Gotch, who got released like 3 years ago. But still, like, he was a part of Rusev Day, so he got really over as well. And then, obviously, Rusev Day disbanded. He lost to Rusev, wasn't really seen. Then he became a commentator on 205 Live, and I heard he was actually pretty good as a commentator. Kind of like did what Corey Graves did, like retired from. I don't know if he retired from wrestling or he just stopped wrestling and became a commentator. And he was actually, I actually watched clips. He's actually really good at it. This one shocked me a lot. Leo Rush. You know Leo Rush, the one who was Bobby Lashley before Lana was Bobby Lashley's manager. You know the one who goes Lashley, Lashley, Lashley. Him. Like, some people could say it's because he had backstage heat most of the time, but he was given a second chance back in September when he went back to NXT and became the Cruiserweight Champion pretty much in his first 3 weeks of back at NXT. He had unforgettable matches with, like, this Angel Garza, I think his name is. Unforgettable matches back and forth. He ended up dropping the title to Angel Garza. He was pretty much just really memorable on NXT because he's kind of like Ricochet. He can just fly everywhere and he's just a really high flyer. And it's just really shocking. Like, he's pretty much he's one of the superstars who was always used and now he's suddenly just been released. Now, Primo and Epico. If you watched the Great Ones vid, if you've seen the Great One, you know the Great One, right? If anyone doesn't know who the Great One is, then what the hell are you doing? He made a video like what I'm doing right now, and pretty much most of it was him saying how much he doesn't like Primo being released. I don't know if it was a joke or he's being serious, but even so, it was hilarious. Still, Primo and Epico, you say Primo and Epico's WWE career. Dot. Like they did have a tag team title reign. I'll say that right now. They had a tag team title reign back in like what 2011. They have had many gimmicks. They've had Spin Primo and Epico. I think they were like Los Matadores. You know the tag team that had that little bull. I think his name was like El Torito. Yeah, that was Primo and Epico. And then they became the Shining Stars. And then became the Colognes. And then like 4 gimmick changes pretty much. And now just been released. Like, disbanded people being released is just insanity. I don't know what to think about this. Like, I hope when all lockdown ends, they manage to find work. I think most of them will probably go to AEW. Got like Rusev, Kyle Anderson, Luke Gallows. Maybe EC3. I'd like to see EC3 versus MJF on AEW. Any AEW fans out there? You'll agree with me about MJF versus EC3. I just hope that if it was just for cuts, if the lockdown ends and WWE can start running shows again, they can rehire some of these superstars. I really hope that happens to some of these guys because they just don't deserve this at all. Anyway, I'm not gonna go on a rant about WWE because like there's no point. I've pretty much just been saying like how wrong and how sad this is. Like a lot of WWE superstars have expressed their feelings on Twitter, Instagram, and everything. I'm just voicing my opinion on YouTube. So yeah, if any of you guys have anything to say, you can put it in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, hashtag CJ to 100 subs. And if you want more videos like this, where I just sit down and talk, just let me know. And I'll see you all in the next video. Deuces!